Hi guys, welcome back again. It's been a while since I posted my last video. Now today, let's get straight to the point. Today I'll be talking about how you're gonna analyze your competitors in your SEO niche, in your business niche, in whatever niche you want. And this is one of our websites that we worked on that specializes in laundry cleaning services, carpet cleaning services, anything that's related to it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Now, like any niche, and you would have to assume that people are going to type something, right? They're going to type a certain service, they're going to type a certain geolocation of a business, for example. I can show you. So let's say if someone is looking for curtain cleaning services, knowing that our location is in Kuching, this is our website. Okay, this is the website that we built. These are certain things that talks about what the cleaning services are and how you're going to rank for it. Now the reason why it's easy to rank for this is because a lot of these pages here, they are shown here. Yes, they are based in um, they are based in Malaysia. As you can see, cleaning services in Malaysia. The the one thing about the Google algorithm is it knows when to rank you, where to rank you, because if you're in Kuching, right? If you're in Kuching, this is incognito by the way. So if you're in Kuching, you only want to find something that is close to it, right? So for obvious reasons, over here, or competitors here, they're not in Kuching. Okay, they're not in Kuching. They're in KL. They are in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to know about competition, that depending on the geolocation, you you can take advantage by knowing the location of your business. Okay, so if you have no other competitors that are ranking in your area, if there are no other competitors, there's very little competitors, then you are good to go, right? This is what makes a keyword easy, or one of the reasons why it makes easy. And the other reason is because of the actual on page, right? So when you have a certain page, let's say you're cleaning curtains, there are certain keywords around the pages that you have to mention depending on your competitors. Okay, there are certain keywords that you have to mention talking about the services. Where is it serving? How much does it cost? Do you serve it in this area? Do you serve it in that area? So a lot of this location and knowledge graphs builds your pages so that when Google looks at it, it will rank you higher. It makes sense, right? Because you're essentially putting more entities, more keywords into the pages that describes it well. Doesn't mean you're just going to spam it. You have to actually explain and write it in such a way that makes sense. So when I saw the competitors are not doing this, and the services that this business provides is actually real. It's a real service. We're not just ranking for the sake of ranking, because essentially when your when someone looks up your website and you say that you serve it, but at the end of the funnel you don't actually serve it, it makes no sense, because you're not converting for that page at all. So why would you want to write something that you're not serving, right? Unless it's an informational page, a blog page, or whatever. We're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to talk about how you're going to rank for one keyword. Okay, so when you look at this, I know I'm going to rank. So I know how easy it is to be ranking for this particular keyword. And as you can see, based on the Google AI overviews, we are here, right? We're the first page. We're one of the first links that actually describes curtain services, what do we do, fabric preservation, enhance appearance, right? Now, now that we have, now that we have settled that particular part of the spectrum of difficulty, Next is to look at the on page. What we're going to talk about the service. What are we going to talk about this particular page? And how it makes sense for a business to explain what a service is, how you should write the URLs and whatnot. Okay, so if I were to take this into homepage, so I have this tool that you can use. This tool is called, I think it's called, yeah, detailed SEO extension. You can look it up. So when you control D, you can actually see all the titles, description, the meta description, the URLs that it's using. So obviously the URL has to be related to the business. So if you're talking about curtain cleaning, you have your URL has to be structured in a way that it actually reflects about the page that you're talking about. If you're talking about something else and your page is talking about something that's not related to the URL, that's going to signal to Google that you're a spammy website. It's not so bad. There are ways to write your URLs in a certain manner, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about ranking for easy keywords, how you're going to look for it, how you're going to analyze it, which I've shown you before over here. Now, based on the on-page signals that we're going to talk about, number one, there's a brand. A brand that is related to the business. Okay, Sinas Radar. Next is what you're going to talk about the service page. We're going to revitalize your curtains. There's a specific way to write these things, guys. You have to remember everything that you write on your page has to be related. It has to kind of like connect. So if you look at my previous videos that I talk about, where I talk about the connections, right? So I have curtains. This you're gonna build the knowledge graph for what curtains is all about. For this specific example is curtain cleaning. Okay, number one, you have services, right? So we already talked about this. Second, you have types of curtains. Yes, we have this. Talking about the page, so we have different types of curtains that we talk about somewhere. It's probably somewhere in here, but you get the gist. Next is services types, which is somewhat here. Okay, so we already talked about this. How are you gonna serve this? This one. And for any businesses, in order for you to rank, in order for you to look legit, there has to be some kind of like why choose us in your page, especially if you're a business. If you're promoting a non-business page, you might not need to talk about why you should choose us. But if you're a real business, if you have actual people, because think about this, if you're a real business and you're not talking about why people should choose you, it makes no sense to me, right? And essentially, I do not have the proof. But if Google were to rank and inspect your page and know that you're serving a service, you're giving a service, but you're not talking about your brand, you're not talking about your business, right? It's weird. It's gonna look weird, it's gonna read weird. It doesn't make sense. So you have to be able to talk about these things about the business. Talk as much as you can, but stay within topic. You stay within the curtain cleaning service topic. If you can do that, you'll be a-okay. What else do you talk about? Okay, the process, right? Because for any business, there should be a process. You should talk about how you're going to do it, what's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. A lot of these things you can do it with ChatGPT, guys. But the only caveat that I would say about ChatGPT is that it can solve the easy keywords. The easy keywords are not a problem. The problem is when you have more competitive websites. You have much more dense website with more keywords, with more knowledge graphs. They have 300 pages. This particular website, I believe, is only maybe less than 50, less than 30. That's because there's no reason for you to build more pages. Why would you want to rank for informational pages? Because we know in Google nowadays, everything is shown here. Okay, everything is shown in the Google AI overviews, which means all your information and blog content is all going to be in the AI overviews. So what does that mean for you? Means that the more informational pages that you're building, it's just going to be featured here. No one's actually going to look up your website. To be frank, okay. No one's really going to look for it. So when no one's going into your website, when there's no traffic, the value of that page essentially has no value. Okay, so you wouldn't want to waste time doing this. But that doesn't mean you're not going to do it, because if your competitors have 300 pages, 200 pages, 100 pages, and you're only at 30, you're going to have big trouble. You need to use this as a strategy to build your pages up to 100, 200, 300, depending on your competition. Okay. That's on page SEO. And obviously you have, as a business, you need some kind of contact us that is linked to your contact us page. That makes sense, right, for a business, because if anyone is looking for anything related to your services, they have questions. And if they have questions, they should be able to contact you. So in that particular page, you need to put every single thing that is related to a business for you to rank. Given that, number one, you have already done your analysis on that very easy keyword that you're going to rank for. Number two is related to your business. Number three, it has to be, at best, it has to be at your header where people can just look down and they say, okay, there's a cleaning services, and they can look it up, they can access it. Okay. These are the few things that you have to keep in mind. Okay. This does not work for every single keyword, because you know why? Because every single keyword has a certain difficulty, number one. Two, they have certain density. Number three, they have competition matrix that you have to look at, and probably another 3 or another 5 different metrics in terms of on page. We're talking about on page here. We're not talking about backlinks. We're not talking about internally linking from one another. We're just talking about on page, how you write it, what you're going to do with it, how you're going to talk about it. It has to be legit. You have to connect with a brand and all these different entities that describes a business. All right. So as you can see, we're ranked number 1. So if I were to type in Kuching, geolocation wise, we're number 1, and that's because it's an easy keyword to rank for. Right. If you want to see more proof, this is the Google Search Console. You can see how we are placed in this particular keyword. This go here, right? So this is, right? So as you can see, this is 24 hours. This is, sorry, I think I should go here, right? So impressions are there. Clicks has recently gone up. I don't know how, but when we actually look up the business, they actually have more customers looking for curtain cleaning services. Right. So you can see the trend. It is there. It's getting there. The impressions, okay. Now, impressions doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get more traffic. Impressions generally means that you, in Google's eyes, you're serving the particular keyword. You are talking about it correctly. You are ranking it in the sub pages. What bothers me is that when people start to build something, and let's say they manage to build something that's related to the keyword, so you're getting more impressions over time, And then lo and behold, things start to go down, right? And disappear. This is very dangerous, especially when you're building a service page, because that shows you that your own page, your actual page, you remember when I was talking about you have to mention certain things, certain keywords and entities inside your page is not relevant. And that is bad. And that actually pushes your ranking down, not only for your page, but most likely for your entire website. Because if you're already doing the on page wrongly, incorrectly, then most likely you're gonna do the other on pages at the same way and the same method. And essentially these things are gonna rank down, and you're never gonna rank ever again unless you fix this entire website, these entire pages, and the entire structure of your website to ensure that you're talking about the right things. Okay, so as you can see, we do have the number of clicks here, and these are certain keywords that you can talk about or talk less about. You don't really need every single keyword put inside there, because if you're already ranking number 1, where else are you going to go? There's nowhere else where you're going to go. If you're ranking top 10 and you're position 9 and you want to go to top first position and second position, it really depends on your, like I said again and again, it really depends on your competition. It really depends on how you're going to look at it. It's not just on page. You probably have to look at internal linking. You probably have to look at building more pages for your website. Instead of 100 pages, if your competitors have 300 pages, you need to build close to that. Doesn't mean you have to reach 300. You have to reach there with these two things: quality and quantity. You need to be able to have both of these on your website in order for Google to see you, that you're a quality website, you know what you're talking about, you're mentioning all the entities. Eventually your website will be able to build. Right. So another example that I can show you is our own website. So if people are looking for SEO agency, we are not in the top 10. We are around position 15. Okay. Number 1 is because these guys here, okay, SEO is a very tough niche because everyone's trying to optimize, everyone's trying to rank. Okay? The minimum number of pages that my competitors have is about 100 pages. How do I know this? Just look it up. So if I look at locust T, see, they already have 100, 140, 150 pages. Alright. Next, if I look at Kangxiang, I guess that's how I pronounce it. So look at Kangxiang, they have 100, 180, 200 pages, 260 pages, 30 pages, 31, 300, around 303 pages, right? A lot. There's a lot of pages. Okay. Now the question comes in is whether or not those pages are of quality, whether those pages are talking about the same topic that you are talking about. It's a totally different story. You have to do a completely different analysis for that. If you look at our website, so if you look at our website, we only have 63 pages. Nowhere close to them. Nowhere close. So we're still building it one bit by bit every day. But how you write the pages, how you're gonna talk about the different entities is a different ball game. You have to do the analysis for that particular keyword. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to put everything in, and that's how you write a good page. Everything that we written here is analyzed with precision. We have the total number of bigrams, trigrams, entities, non-entities, negative SEO, keywords, branded keywords, internal linkings. So this This links to our SEO page. This links to our e-commerce page, website page. You see, guys, there's a lot of things in SEO that you talk about. I'm not going to talk about here, otherwise this video is going to be hours long. So this is a few snippets on how you're going to analyze whether or not your competition is easy, medium, hard for each and every single keyword. You have to analyze and do that before you even execute your entire page writing and whatnot. So if you have any issues with your website, with your business niche, if you need consultation, we do it for free. We can tell you what you're going to do, but obviously if you want us to execute it for you, then we have to see how we can work together on it. All right, so I'm just going to stop it here, guys. I think this video has gone too long. Thank you very much.